What's going on, everyone, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of JB's Toys and Hobbies. This is a continuation of my 1993 Bandai Deluxe Megazord build series, restoration series. And in this episode, we're going to be covering the additions and 3D prints and painting and restoration of the Blue Ranger's Triceratops Zord. As you know, I've been doing this as a budget build for me and my son, trying to score some of these for really good prices off of eBay. And as you can see here, I actually scored this one for $8.50, but it needs some work. And we're going to jump right into that here in the video. So with that said, let's get right to it. All right, well, first off, I had to go into my 3D modeling software, and I had to replace the missing parts. In this particular case here, the Triceratops was missing both chrome horns as well as the blaster that mounts onto the tail. So that's what I had to 3D model first. Again, for references, all I had to go by was some dimensions that I was able to pull up on a computer. I couldn't find any references. I didn't have a spare part to use. Basically, I pulled up a picture on the internet. I enlarged it to match the size of the toy itself whenever I held it up to my computer screen. And then I just kind of pulled the measurements off of that. These may not be exact, but they're close enough for the purpose we're doing. And as you can see here, we 3D modeled the horn as well as both horns as well as the tail blaster. All right, and just like in the other episodes where I had to 3D model and 3D print some parts, gonna run the 3D printer here, get those parts off. Shout out to my buddy Chris that's been doing some of the printing for me. I've been doing the 3D modeling, but I don't have access to a 3D printer personally, so he's been hooking me up. But as you can see here, we've got the horns 3D printed, we got the tail blaster, and I'm showing you a lot of the missing decals. This was probably one of the Zords that I picked up that was missing the most pieces and stickers, but we're going to take care of that here. So also another shout out to BD15 Decals and Props. That is where I ordered the full 1993 Deluxe Megazord decal kit. And much like I mentioned in the Saber-Tooth Tiger and Mastodon episode where I kind of revealed some of the decals that we were replacing in there, this sheet has a lot of the Japanese inspired sheets. Again, I believe the Japanese release was in 90 or 91. I can't remember. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if you know for a fact there. But we're able to use these and get them updated. It looks a lot better. Some of these, I think some of the decals on this is a little bit more detailed that even came on the original American release version. But we're going to get all these decals into place, get this thing looking good, and then we're going to get some paint going on those parts. And we're going to jump forward a little bit and show you this thing fully decaled up. I didn't want to bore you with the entire stickering process, but we've got everything added. We did a lot of decals on this particular Zord. You know, I'm showing you some of the Japanese versus American release differences there. But we got the eyes on, we got the head crest on, the back portion, even the underside was decaled. So we basically got all the fresh decals on. The only thing that really remained on here that was original were those side pieces above the treads, or the feet, if you want to call it that, on the Zord. So what we're going to do now is jump right into getting these horns and tail blaster painted. And this is a just a chrome, like a mirror finish paint that I found at the hardware store. I thought this would work really good. And they do. I'll give you a side-by-side comparison to the Saber-tooth Tiger a little bit to show you how good this comes out. Again, I kind of deburred the pieces, got them smoothed up a little bit, but I'm not using filler. I'm not trying to make these things be 100% perfect and smooth. For what I'm doing, they turned out great. As you can see here, I've already got them installed. For the horns, I had to use just a little bit of shoe goo adhesive in there. I got the portion that's supposed to be friction fit just a little more loose than I wanted to, so I decided to put just a little bit of shoe goo in there to hold that into place. But the tail blaster rotates in place like it's supposed to, and I'm super excited at how this thing turned out. All right, going to throw in a little bit of chrome side-by-side comparison for you. The Saber-tooth Tiger teeth you see there are original, so you can see how close that chrome come in. Not perfect, but close enough for me. I'm really happy with how this Triceratops Zord turned out. I'm going to do a little side-by-side for you here so you can see the before and after. I'm thrilled with it. My son's thrilled with it, so that's what matters most for me. We've been having a lot of fun with this build. Been enjoying sharing this build with you, this whole project process. But I just want to say the next episode, this pretty much sums up the individual Zord restorations. So the next episode coming is kind of the finale. It's going to be where we take each individual Zord, put it together, and turn it into the Megazord. And we will be doing one more 3D printed piece and modeling that's required to kind of complete this build, but you'll see what I'm talking about on that episode. But again, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that have been checking out and following this build. To any new viewers, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. One small click for you means a whole lot for me and my channel, trying to get to that first huge milestone goal of 1,000 subscribers. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, help me grow. I've got a lot planned for the channel. Can't wait to share more with you in the future. And with that said, we'll catch you on the next episode.